Alrighty, so now it's time for push. Like I said, I do legs, push, pull, off, legs, push, pull, off. So we talked about legs, how I do my leg workouts. Now let's go into the push. And I'm not going to go into too much of the process and how I progressively overload, because we went over that with the legs, so it's the same. I progressively overload the same with all my workouts, alright? If there's anything different, I'll go over some different stuff. So push A. It's going to be the first time I do, push, concentrating on chest. So I'm going to start off with a flat press, 5 sets of 6 to 8. All right. Trying to just push as much weight as possible. Working on, 5 sets of 8 of whatever the highest weight is. And then we're going into a shoulder press. Now this is going to be like a seated shoulder press. It could possibly be with dumbbells. Sometimes I like to do this one with the machine because I don't know, I just feel better. I like dumbbells, but sometimes if I don't have a spotter, I'd rather just do it on the machine, like a unilateral machine. By unilateral, I mean being able, like each limb is working on its own. So it's not a machine that is just one set of weights. Each side has a different set of weights and you're working. So I'm still working on my individual limbs and not overpowering one side with the other, all right? So I'll do that 4 sets, 8 to 10. Then I'll go into an incline machine press, like the Smith machine. Same thing. Whenever I use a machine, I like to use, especially for upper body, I like to use unilateral. So I'll do like the incline press on the machine, or sometimes I'll turn like sideways. So let's say the machine is behind me. I'm sitting down. I'll turn sideways and grab the incline bar here, and I'll press the machine, like I'll press it across, trying to get like across my chest. I feel it a lot in my chest doing that. So I'll do that. And then we'll go into cable flies in any direction. One day I may go up, one day I may go straight, one day I may come down. Some days I'll do a variation of all 3. It doesn't really matter for me. I personally like coming up almost as if you were like hitting a volleyball, because I feel a real good contraction in my chest. So I'll do that 3 sets of 10. And then we'll go into a lateral raise. For me personally, I like to focus on my elbow getting high, not necessarily my hands going up. If my elbows are high, I feel it more in my shoulders. And I'll do 2 sets to failure of that. I'm not really looking at trying to lift a lot of weight. I just want good form. I want to get a good squeeze, slow negative to failure. So I'm probably using anywhere between like 10 to 20 pounds, 25 pounds, and that's really it. Then I'll roll into triceps, and I'll do skull crushers. I'll either do skull crushers on a flat bench, or I'll lay on a decline, do skull crushers, or sometimes I'll just go onto the cables and I'll grab the curl bar. I'll put it all the way to the bottom and like pull it over my head and press that way. I always like to do an overhead press for triceps. And then I'll go into a superset, only because it just speeds up the workout at the end and I get a real good pump. I'll do the same thing. I'll use that curl bar on the cables, and I'll do a cable press down. I'll do press down, 3 sets of 10 to 15, and then immediately after I'll do a reverse grip and pull down. And I'll do the superset, 3 sets, 10 to 15, and I'm done with my push A. All right. So just like legs, I'll do my my legs push pull off, and then legs. The next time I do push is gonna be push B, and push B is gonna be shoulder emphasis. All right. OHP is gonna be my first workout. I love overhead press, standing overhead press, strict too. I try not to do a lot of like I try not to have a lot of movement in my legs. I try to just strictly push that weight up over my head. So I do 5 sets, 6 to 8 of the overhead press. After I'm done with that, I'll roll into an incline press for chest, 4 sets, 8 to 10. Then we'll do some upright rows. I like to do them with the kettlebell. It just feels better to do them with the kettlebell than to do it with like the curl bar or whatever. Or sometimes I'll just grab a 45 plate and I'll do it. That feels real good. Upright rows, 3 sets, 8 to 10. And then I'll go into a flat dumbbell fly. As you can see before, on my push A, I did a cable fly. Well, I like to switch it up a little bit just to kind of add something to it, so I'm not doing the same thing every time I go to the gym. I do a flat dumbbell fly, and you get a different type of resistance. You know, when you're using cables, you get, you know, a good contraction, but the negative isn't always that great. But then with dumbbells, sometimes your contraction may not be amazing, but that stretch, your negative, is gonna be awesome. So I like to have like a mix in the two. After I do that, I'll go into a real deltoid flies. I'll either do that with dumbbells, or I'll get on the real delt. Actually, I'll get on the pec fly machine, just turn backwards and do real delts. Then I'll do some dips, 3 sets, 8 to 10. It'll be with weight. I rarely do them just body weight, because I can just do so many with body weight. I figure I'll throw on a weighted dip belt, and I just feel better. And then after that, I'll do the same tricep superset to finish it off. So that is my push workouts. All right. So let me erase this, and let me write up my my pull workouts, and then I'll get back with you guys.